Hello again. This is Brandon, and this is, I guess, part two, I'd say, of my intro to GitHub and other programming beginnings. Uh, Now we are going to go over files. So as you can see next to the code section where you can clone a URL or clone the file, the repository, and the code spaces, there's an add file option where you can create a new file or upload a file. Seeing as I don't have any files on standby, I will instead create a new file. So, as you can see here, it pops you in. This is the repository name, this is the new name of the file, and it's saving to main. So the way main is just, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's main. It's the whole thing. It's everything goes to main. Main is like the center. But what you can do, which I'll show you in a second, is create branches, which are little versions you save of it. So the way you would most effectively do it is you clone or create a branch off of main, which has main and everything in it, and then you add your code. See, now that you have your own branch, so this is main, just imagine this box, this is main, you create your own branch and do stuff over here. Someone else might do the exact same thing and have their own stuff over here, but if you're messing with it at the same time, you might run into issues, or maybe if you're running into issues over here on your own, the main file is protected and nothing gets crossed and ruined. So we can do a basic, let's do a print, and we're doing Python here, by the way. Hello world. The most basic program anyone will ever create. And then we can name it something like hello.py as a Python file. And then as you can see here, we can cancel or commit the changes, which we went over last time, with the commit message of creating hello.py, a description. And then this is what I was talking about the branches. So create a new branch for this commit and start a pull request. So now we can create this and it'll give you your own name for it. I won't mess with that. And then instead of being commit changes, it'll propose changes. So if I hit this, now it says, if we go to pull requests, says Brandon WSU patch 1 had recent pushes less than a minute ago. So instead of being here, the hello.py, as you can see it isn't, we instead have a pull request. And you can see it's the title, hello, create hello.py. It'll show you the file and the changes made, just that simple print hello world line. And we can create a pull request. It'll check no conflicts with the base branch, not that there was anything to conflict with. This is useful because it'll show if something is broken most of the time. It's just GitHub's quick check over. You should always make sure to check over if you're working in a group. Always check over other people's work to make sure that everything is compatible, at least to the best of your ability, because you can't always catch everything. But then we can merge the pull request. It'll create its own merge pull request 1, confirm. It'll say it was successfully merged, and you can even delete the branch that we created for that. So now that's gone, so now it's still just main, and now you can see we have hello.py here as well, created a minute ago compared to the 13 minutes ago when I updated the README. You can open here and boom, print hello world is there. And now that is part of this GitHub intro file. So if anyone were to access this repository, which I believe I left it as public, so anyone with this URL can, this is exactly what you would see, the same as I do. Some other things we can talk about are the home page. No, not that. Is it the profile page? Yes, your profile. There we go. So this will be your profile when you make a GitHub account. Should have gone over this last video, but better late than never. As you can see, it has a pre-made profile picture that everyone gets, your name, and then this is the important bit, your popular repositories, but for us right now, it's just the one. It'll tell you the name of it, the description, so I was right, I did leave it as public, and it'll even tell you what code is being used the most. It says it down here as well in it. It says the language is Python 100%, so that means 100% of the code we're doing in this file, in this repository, is all Python. It would change up depending on if you were messing with HTML, Java, C, C Sharp, C++, anything like that. It would add it and it would tell you how much is what of the languages in this file. If we go back, it'll tell you when you've been making contributions. As you can see, it has the time in April when I'm making contributions as the green dot of the more and less times. And it even tells you your history of creating things. As you can see, I joined GitHub, I created hello.py, and I created the public folder. And you can even search up other people's repositories from here. We could say rock, paper, scissors. No, actually, let's do tic-tac-toe. And this will show up every single thing that pops up with tic-tac-toe as a relation to it. And you can see other people's files. They even tell you what the codes are, the languages in. So you see it's JavaScript, Python, Java, C++. There's even Ruby, which I personally have never touched in my life. And you can even view all these other people's tic-tac-toe profiles. See, these are the README files I was telling you about before. And this is all their code and how long. I don't know why it says I'm born, but we won't question that. You can see this is old. The most old updates were 9 years ago and the most recent were 4. But that is some more stuff about GitHub and how things work. Thank you for watching.